Sup, it's Sora, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to share my thoughts and opinions on Heizou. So if you enjoy content like this, like to let me know so I know to continue making content that you enjoy. Subscribe to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. We're almost there, I can taste it. Without further ado, let's begin. Heizou is another one of my favorite characters in this game. I still remember the day I saw his leaked kit on Twitter, and I still confidently say that he has at least top 5 best normal attack animations in the game. Dude just starts punching and kicking shit, which in this game clearly doesn't happen often. R.I.P. Dia. I love his design, although I hate his weird ponytail thing, and his witty personality is pretty cool. To date, I believe he's the only character I've completed a hangout quest for no reason. I can't remember why I did it, but I think he's the only one. So there's that. Moving on to the important stuff, Heizou is a 4-star Anemo Catalyst user with a kit mainly tailored towards being an on-field DPS, but he has some driver capabilities as well, but I'll explain that further in the next section. His normal attacks are a pretty sizable part of his kit, as when his skill and bursts are on cooldown, you'll be driving or doing some damage with them. They don't have much range or AoE, but they are pretty fast, so that's something. His skill is the focal point of his kit though. He gains declension stacks by either holding down his skill, which isn't recommended but you do you, or by swirling an element when he's on field through his first ascension passive. Each stack increases the damage of his Heartstopper strike skill with a max of 4 declension stacks. When he has all 4 stacks, he also gains the Conviction effect, which further increases the damage of his skill and gives it a larger AoE. His burst deals a decent amount of damage and has a bit of crowd controlling abilities with its small suction, and when his burst swirls an element on opponent's hit, they'll take a further instance of damage of the corresponding element. His second Ascension passive will increase all teammates' EM by 80 aside from himself when he hits an opponent with his skill. Seeing as Heizou is an Anemo Catalyst user, it leaves 2 possible team options open for him: Hyper Carry and a Driver. Heizou's Hyper Carry teams will usually include a C6 Farazan, Bennett, C4 Jean, Yunjin, and or Zhongli. The team is centered around boosting Anemo damage and normal/charged attack damage to allow him to hit as hard as possible. This team suffers from all the issues other hypercarry teams face. It's just that they tend to fall short of reaction-based teams without quite a bit of investment, and in Heizou's case as a 4-star, you'll need a lot more to get him punching his weight in the meta. See what I did there? Can't you tell I'm a Sino main? Well, partially. I'm technically a Raiden main, but another discussion for another day. Anyways, his other role is that of a driver for off-field units. Basically doing what Sucrose already does, but unfortunately he just falls short in this regard. While his personal damage is much higher than Sucrose's theoretically, Sucrose finds more value in these teams with her grouping, her EM share, elemental damage boosting at C6, and much better range. So, all in all, his teams are either lacking for the sake of trying to make a 4-star hypercarry team work, or Sucrose eclipsing him in the role of being an Anemo driver. I will say though, outside of the Abyss, unless of course you invest in him a lot and make him work, which is absolutely doable, I find that he's really fun in the overworld. Meta doesn't matter too much in the overworld since enemies crumble in like 4 hits, and punching everything down while having a handy sprinting stamina reduction passive and being Anemo makes him a pretty comfy overworld unit. I don't think time has been too kind to Heizou. We have gotten Farazan, a 4-star dedicated Anemo buffer, and at C6 she can do wonders for Heizou's damage, as she can for any other Anemo unit of course, but outside of that, he hasn't seen many buffs or new team options. I mean, technically, you could slot him into Dendro teams, but then he'd be a driver, and we already discussed that Sucrose does that better, so there's that. I unfortunately don't think his place in the meta is going to change, especially with the new shiny Anemo DPS Scaramouche existing to make better use of any Anemo Catalyst buffs better than Heizou himself. And I mean, granted, Scaramouche is a 5-star, but it just sucks to know that he'll just always fall behind no matter what. I actually just thought of it, like, dude is actually like in a horrible position. In the DPS role, there's an Anemo Catalyst 5-star that will just always hit harder. And then in the driving role, there's a 4-star that was released with the game itself that will just always do better. So, poor guy. Moving along, his glory days, if there were any, are definitely far behind him. And yeah, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on Heizou. I think he's a really cool character, both design-wise, personality-wise. I think his kit is really cool. Punching everything down, kicking, it all sounds great in theory, but in practice it just doesn't hold up. And that sucks. I wish things were different. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like to let me know so I know to continue making content that you enjoy. Subscribe to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. We're almost there, I can taste it. And the YouTube partnership program updated something. But at 500 subscribers, I get access to monetization opportunities. So if you want to support me for absolutely free, that's an amazing way to do that, and I definitely appreciate it. Follow me on all my social media, the link to review in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next video.